Hey everybody, it's Martine here, and I am back again. Tuesday. I'm a little bit later tonight. I had to feed my kids a little bit later than I normally do, but I was still wanting to pop in. I'm Martine Brown. I am the innovation specialist, and I've got a lot that I want to talk to you about, and I would love to chat with you about it as well. We're gonna cover a couple things. The first thing I really want to talk to you about and share with you is about Ed Camp Change. I went to my first Ed Camp about 3 years ago. I'm in the DFW area, so I went to Ed Camp Dallas. If you've never been to an Ed Camp is an unconference. So instead of you traditionally going to a conference, you show up, you go to the sessions that you want to go to, you maybe have some time beforehand to pick out what you want to go to. And Ed Camp is different. The sessions aren't developed till you get there. They're all centered around what you want to learn and how you want to learn it. Every single time I've been to an Ed Camp, whether it's one that I co-organized or one that I went to as a participant, I have had phenomenal experiences, and every single time I walked away with something new. To give an example, a cool resource that I actually use in my line of work are breakout boxes. They're kind of like escape rooms, but with a box. And so I had first been introduced to this concept at an Ed Camp. Fast forward 6 months later, I write a grant to get to get breakout boxes for my school, and I ended up being able to get enough. I think about 25 of these boxes, and so that one experience from Ed Camp snowballed into creating a very cool way to review material, to learn new skills, and to focus on collaboration and critical thinking and being creative as we problem solve. And so that's what I just think there's a lot of power that comes from being able to go in, learn something new, be put in contact with new resources and tools and strategies. And generally, it's just for teachers by teachers. So right here in DFW, we actually have our a new Ed Camp. This one's called Ed Camp Change. This was actually sponsored by GASB and TASB, which are GASB is the Garland Area Alliance of Black School Educators, and TASB is the Texas Alliance of Black School Educators. They're our sponsoring entity, but but this Ed Camp is open to everybody. And so all you actually have to do, they're free, doesn't cost anything at all to go to an Ed Camp. So all you have to do is go to the Eventbrite, and if you just go to Eventbrite and search for Ed Camp Change, you register. We do provide like a light breakfast. Go to the website, register, and you're pretty much done. You show up, and you just have to have an open mind and be ready to learn. So if you're in the DFW area and you think this is something that you might be interested in, please, 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 check it out. So that's my big EDU for my educators this week. So last week, I actually talked to you guys about a lot of my goals. And so one of my goals is to read to my kids more. And last year I probably did a couple times a month, and we were doing our flashcards. But I have not been just reading a book with them. And I talked to you about, the more words our kids are able to gain, the better they perform on standardized testing, the better they perform in life. I'm a big believer that knowledge is power, and the only way to create that power is by supporting our kids through reading. So I've been working on it. Ironically enough, my kids actually got Kindle Fires for Christmas. And so one of the things that came with the Kindle Fire was like a 1-year subscription to a kids account. And I haven't done a whole lot of exploration, but I did look at their library. And so they actually have a part of this subscription is access to children's ebooks. And so I was at the doctor's office with my daughter, and I was like, let's read a book together. She was just kind of out of control a little bit, and just, she didn't want to be there. She didn't want to agree. So I said, let's read something. And so we found this book called Pete the Cat, I Love My Shoes by Eric Litwin. I really enjoyed this book. And he actually has a series, so this is not the only book. But what I like about it, it's a real simple book, simple storyline, but it actually has a much deeper meaning. And Pete the Cat in this book, he loves his white shoes, but man, his white shoes, they go on a journey. And it kind of just, I was able to just talk to my daughter a little bit about life in general as it relates to the book, in a way that we didn't go so deep, and I like that about that book. And so I'm actually probably going to buy a hard copy and kind of look at some of the other books that are the Pete the Cat themed. So that is what we're reading right now. And I'll pop in every now and then and really try to share. I think as a parent, we have to build a culture of, just reading to our kids, and even here online. So, if you have books that you have read to your kids that you love, please share them. I would love to lift those up, read them with my kids. Let's talk about it, because I think that's just so valuable to helping kids learn. So that's what we're reading right now. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about is health and fitness. So I've been telling you the past couple of weeks that, I run. I don't mind being active. I really enjoy it. And so I'm realizing that whereas the exercise is important and it's valuable to this journey that I'm going to be going on this year, I am going to have to take a closer look at what I'm eating and the types of things I'm eating and really restructure it. And I'm like many people, I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried different types of diets, different ways to structure my day. There have been a couple of things that I've really tried. I've done some things where maybe I didn't work as much on the fitness side of things, on the food side of things, but I spent a lot more time on the fitness side. And I'm just coming to the realization that I'm really going to have to hone in on my food. And not just hone in on my food like for 12 weeks or 16 weeks. It really will have to be a lifelong journey of allowing myself the things that I really enjoy, but also remaining firm on eating foods that fuel my body and give me the energy I need to be successful every day. So, it's the part that I don't like the food part. I'm a foodie. I cook. I'm a great cook. I cook lots of different types of things. There's pretty much like, if I wasn't in education, then I would wholeheartedly, if I was not in education, I would be a traveling food artist. Like, that's what I would just do. Like, I would go from country to country, city to city, all around the world, and just try different foods. That's what I would be doing with my time. And so, because there's pretty much, I have a few things that but there's pretty much not anything that I won't at least try. And I like on Sundays, my mother-in-law comes in town, I'll cook liver and onions. I love liver and onions. And I know most people hate liver and onions. That's not generally, something that the general population would eat, but I love it. And so I've got to work through finding that balance between healthy eating being 80% of the time and, eating things that I enjoy or uh, that are maybe not so much as good for me, but having those treats along the way. And I've actually got to do that the rest of my life. Thanks, Nicole, for sharing that video. I appreciate it. So I found this article. I'm big on articles. I like to read, of course. And so I found this article that I want to share with you that I think does a really good job. Like, it really kind of helped. And this is on women's health. The article is not even that, it's a little old. This was 2016, so it's not even about 2.5 years old. But here's what really stuck with me. So it's this infographic, and it talks about losing weight with 80% diet and 20% exercise. And so what I liked about this is that, look at there. If you consider that a pound is about 3,500 calories, right? When I am just doing exercise and not looking at the diet, in a 5-day week, there are 2 to 5 days that I'm not even burning any extra calories, not including that when I compare it to diet, it's maybe a third, not even a third of what I would cut just by changing my diet. So I thought this is a really cool infographic to just demonstrate that, it's the changes you make with food every day that's going to make the difference. I've just got to figure out what that means for me. Like I said before, I have tried some of everything. Like, if you name it, I have given it a shot. And so I'm just trying to figure out where to go from here and like how to find that balance that I need and want in my life to be the best me that I can be right now. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out how I can become the best me I can be right now. And I think that's something that we're all striving for. And so, holler at me. We can definitely work on something together. Part of why I'm sharing all these bits of my life is because I believe that if I can work out how I could be successful with my diet and exercise, that makes me a better educator. That makes me a better parent. That makes me a better mom. That's why I've kind of chosen to merge all these areas together. So yeah, just let me know if you think there's something that, we could do together. I'm totally open to it. And that's really all I have tonight. I'm Martine Brown. You can find me at facebook.me/Martine Innovates. I'm excited about all of the things that are coming this year and what's going to happen with this platform. I've got some special guests coming up. So it's going to be a great experience. Hop on the train, join me. I'm here Tuesday nights. I usually try to stick to 7:20 Central Standard Time, but I had to do it a little later tonight because, I'm doing the mom thing as well. But Tuesday nights, otherwise, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Night, everybody.